Yes, guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Spurs-related YouTube channel. Hope everyone's doing very well at the start of this week. Today, I'm going to bring you a very quick, short 8-minute transfer update video. There's been some updates on Mohamed Kudus. There's been some updates on Christian Romero, and as well as our coaching setup at Tottenham Hotspur. But if you do enjoy these short but sweet transfer videos, please do me a massive favor. Let's try and break 50 to 100 likes on this one. I do really appreciate all the support that's gone into the channel lately. But let's get into things. Let's talk straight away about Mohamed Kudus and the latest update regarding this player that we've, of course, been linked with for the last sort of week, 10 days. Fabrizio Romano today is understanding that Mohamed Kudus is not talking to any other club at this stage. He wants purely the Tottenham move. And the Kudus has already said yes to the Spurs project, and club-to-club talks with West Ham will continue soon. There is a clear intention to join Spurs. And I don't know if you guys saw on the meltdown today, but on Twitter, there was some hilarious reactions to this. I mean, some of the West Ham fans are just in absolute meltdown. It feels a bit like Sol Campbell from Tottenham to Arsenal, but just on a slightly smaller scale. But apparently, you know, some of the West Ham fans have gone to join protests about this. You know, they're not happy with the ownership. They're not happy selling to a rival despite the price. So, yeah, I mean, meltdown will continue on that one. But in terms of like more news on this one, as I said, Fabrizio Romano is confirmed that Kudus' clear intention is to join Spurs, giving his priority to Tottenham. Guys, what do you think of this Kudus move? Do you think it's a good one for Tottenham? I know we've debated it in live streams and, you know, we've debated it in other videos. I personally am pretty sold on him. We've apparently had a £50 million bid rejected, so it's all about the price now. Looks like personal terms won't be an issue for the move to Tottenham, but it's just a case of Daniel Levy and co upping that price from maybe 50 million to around 60 million is what we believe West Ham will accept. So interesting stuff. Hopefully that gets over the line, because we need to make some signings. I mean, it's 7th of July now, guys. You know, where are the signings? That is the question on everyone's lips. But I'm sure things will progress tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and we could potentially see a here we go by the end of the week. I could see it happening. I think he'll be our marquee signing of the summer. Guys, are you happy with this one? I know it's very mixed opinions, but let me know in the comments section below. And while you're there, smash that like button. But let's get straight back into things, because that's not the only Kudus update. According to a few tier 2 and 3 sources, as I said, £50 million bid, that's no secret. But there's fresh sources today that suggest that TBR Football have said that Kudus has turned down a late approach from Bayern Munich for his services, but is fully focused on joining Tottenham. Can you guys believe it? We are signing apparently players over Bayern Munich. You think back to the Bergvall where we beat Barcelona to his signature. Apparently, this guy wants Tottenham over Bayern Munich. I find it hard to believe, but perhaps it's all to do with getting first-team football. But apparently, the Bundesliga giants turned to Kudus after losing Musiala for at least 4 months after that horrendous injury at the Club World Cup. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was a nasty one. But apparently, you know, Kudus is very set on Tottenham, and that both London clubs now remain locked in talks over a deal for the attacker, and a transfer could be struck eventually, as I said, for around £60 million up front. None of this installments. It's straight up front for Mr. Levy this time. So let's see how things pan out. Like I said, write your comments on your thoughts on this one. And let's get into the next piece of news, which is around our vice captain, Christian Romero. And that Alistair Gold saying that no bids have happened yet for Romero. There have been a few tier 2 and 3 sources that suggest that Atletico have come in for around 50 to 60 million pounds for the player. I think Tottenham value him at around 70 to 80 million pounds. So it's interesting that Alistair Gold, who I regard as one of the best journalists in the business, has said that there have been no bids. Although, let's be honest, guys, Atletico Madrid are clearly keen on the player, so we could see something very soon. In this article from Alistair Gold, it says that Spurs haven't received a new or even a recent bid from Atletico, and that Romero is due to return to Hotspur Way to begin his pre-season later this week, along with the rest of the players who received international call-ups last month. Thomas Frank is understood to be excited about the prospect of working with Romero. So, Clearly, Frank wants to keep Romero. Clearly, the club want to keep Romero. It's just a case of, does Romero want to stay at Tottenham? Can we convince him with the new project, a new cycle? You know, Romero was very much a fan of Ange Postecoglou. They got on very well. And even when Thomas Frank was announced, Cuti Romero decided to, post his wishes to Ange at that moment. That's a very clear statement of a player that was unhappy by the club's decision to release Ange Postecoglou from his position at Tottenham. So, guys, let me know what you think. Do you think Atletico Madrid are going to come in with a bid? Whack your comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Do you want to keep Romero? I want to keep Romero, but I only want to keep Romero if his head's in Tottenham and not distracted by other things. For example, he's very much a national team player. He loves his country. He loves playing for Argentina. But is he going to be swayed in the fact that he wants to go and link up with Diego Simeone, obviously his fellow compatriot at Atletico Madrid? Let me know what your thoughts are. But the last piece of news today in this 8-minute roundup, and I'm doing pretty well on time, is around some new coaching staff being announced, as previously announced at Tottenham. Obviously, Thomas Frank as the first team manager. But the arrivals of Justin Cochrane, Chris Haslam, head of performance, Andreas Georgeson, first team assistant coach, and Joe Newton. We can now confirm that Matt Wells will remain on the coaching staff as first team assistant coach. And in addition, we are welcoming in Cameron Campbell as first team individual development coach and Fabian Otte as first team goalkeeper coach. They arrive following spells at Leipzig and Liverpool, respectively. And then we've also got that they've announced Stuart Lewis and Dean Brill have been promoted into new roles in our academy. Apparently, one of those is very much a role focusing on getting academy players into the first team and very much developing these players. Because obviously, a lot of the time we talk about how good Tottenham's academy is, but other than maybe one or two examples like that Europa League match against Elfsborg, where those players got that opportunity to go on that big stage, score goals, and we really got excited about our youth. We haven't seen much development in terms of integrating them into the Premier League. So it'll be interesting to see if these new roles, especially at development level, really push on and, give Tottenham a real chance of developing the first team, developing the development players into the first team. So stay tuned for that. But let me know what you guys think of those new announcements. Are you happy with that lineup? And obviously you can see there Johan Langer sort of in that white shirt, just maybe he doesn't realize the transfer window's open, but hey, let me know what you guys think. Be interesting to hear your thoughts about the coaching setup, about Christian Romero, and as I said, also about Mohamed Kudus. I believe that Mohamed Kudus will be a Tottenham player. It seems like his sights are set on Tottenham, and I'm excited about it. I know there's, like I said, a few people that will disagree, but I'm happy to debate that in the comments. Whack them in below. As I said, smash like on this video, smash the notification bell, and subscribe to Spurs Related if you are enjoying these transfer updates. I do them every single day, whether it's a live stream or a video. And I also put timestamps in the description if you want to skip to particular topics. So really appreciate the support. As I said, like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys again very soon for another transfer update. Thanks for watching. And as always, come on, you Spurs, get some stuff done.